Welcome back to Laura's Design Studio. Yeah, the market was a bust, but it's okay because David and I did have fun and we met some people from the area. This was the first time I've ever done a market in Austin. Everybody who's regulars there say that, you know, usually there's a lot better foot traffic. We just didn't have any foot traffic. That was the issue. So, but I do have a couple of contacts to find out where other markets are good. I did sign up for their next one, because like I said, that was our first time. We'll try it again. And then I did sign up for a market in October in a different city in Taylor, Texas, which is about a 30-minute drive from us, but so not bad. It took us that long to get to North Austin because we live, like if you've been following me, I live South Austin, but this used to be called Sunset Valley. People still refer to it as Sunset Valley, and if you tell them Sunset Valley, most of the people who have lived in or around Austin know we are like deep South Austin. Like, Austin has kind of taken over this area, but it used to be called Sunset Valley. If I pull up the weather channel, on my phone to get weather, it says I'm in Sunset Valley still. So they do use that name, but we actually have an Austin address. All right, I have 12 ounces of Bond Crafter 1-to-1 here. I have some projects I need to get done. I have this right here, the part you're seeing. That is a dragon tray that I was doing for our dragon collaboration, which is being hosted by myself, Jules Resignator, and Steph from Highland Homestead. If you want to, I will list them in the description box. I'm also going to be I'm going to try another bloom for coasting through the week. And I have like molds around that. Like, I have this dragon head that I've never topped off. It was kind of a drip mold over here. So I'm just kind of getting stuff together. I got rid of my other heat mat because it was getting worn. And as you guys know, I use the food heat mats if you've been around for very long. So this is a much thinner one, so it doesn't look like it's gonna bubble. The last two that I had were very thick, and when the heat came on, they tended to do a little bubbling. So especially when they got worn. And believe me, I use my heat mat daily, if not more than once a day. So I had it on, I think the last time I changed it was about 6 months ago. I think the first one that I used like this, I had for about a year, and it definitely needed to be replaced. But I've gotten a bunch of these off the Vine program. I am going to buy as soon as I was done with all of these heat mats, I'm gonna buy a glass one. That way I won't have to replace them. But these last a lot longer than those cheap plastic ones. Those weren't lasting at all with me. So we're gonna do a bloom. We're gonna finish up this tray. We're gonna finish that dragon head. And then I do have some new molds that I just got, and I am starting a pile over here of my favorite jewelry molds and stuff that I will be doing my extras in. A lot of the INTORESIN resin molds and stuff. All right, let's start off with this. Well, let me pour off what I'm gonna need for a bloom, and that can start heating up while I'm doing this other stuff. All right, I'm gonna leave that set over there to heat up. This one just needs a top coat. My tray is done, the dragons are done. And I don't even know that I'll have all the footage for this, because when I went looking, I don't know what happened. I mean, this tray was one I had made a while back. I must have deleted it. These dragons were kind of extras that I had in my extras bin. So I don't, this might be the only footage you get to see of this. I'm gonna go back and look, but it's not looking very promising, just in case I missed it. So I may have put this together out of stuff that I already had made, but I know this is out of, well, here, I'll start it here. I'm just pouring clear. It just needs top coat on it. This is a deep tray, so it can take a lot. And I really wanted these dragons underneath. It's gonna take more resin. Those aren't quite under. Nope. Get them completely under. I started this before I was doing the stuff for the market. Alcohol. That's what I'm looking for. I did meet the other resin artist. I knew one was going to be there. She doesn't do the casting or the eco resins or anything like that. So she was over asking me a bunch of questions, and she does a ton of markets. So I followed her on Instagram, and I'm gonna message her and see what other markets she recommends. She does that one it's the second Saturday of every month. And she was having a problem. Her resin, it was 96 degrees. So it was a, Texas heat day, definitely. I mean, it wasn't as hot as it is sometimes it is, we get temperatures up above 100 easily, 100, 120. But her resin was getting very soft. Now, I didn't ask her what resin she used. She asked me what my resin was because my resin was not getting soft. My resin lasted the entire day in 96 degree Texas heat, and I didn't have a problem at all. My son and I kept checking it to make sure nothing was getting soft, and all I can say is that's just another testament to Bond Crafter's quality, because here she was, like I said, I should have asked her what resin she used, but I didn't. But she definitely noticed that mine was not getting soft at all. I wasn't gonna say a whole lot. My son, of course, he's like, well, that's the difference between quality and non-quality resin, which is, true. But I didn't have the heart to tell her that. But my son has, he is a lot like me. He has no filter. I usually have no filter. I just wasn't there to make enemies on the first day. Not that she thought it was bad, because she did really comment on that fact that my resin was standing without a problem. Yeah, I see you, Bubble. She had a lot of like the wall plaques, like the big octopus wall plaque and the big dragon wall plaque. One of the things she immediately asked me was, where did I get my shark tooth mold? And I said, well, I made that mold. I said, I have a friend in Florida who sent me the different sizes, and I made my mold from that. And I guess she has never made a mold or anything, so. But I did tell her, use the Bond Crafter. It's really easy to work with, and it gives you good results. All right, now this, it looks like that layer at least was blue and green. I don't know what the rest of it was. Or it was magic violet and green, which I'm out of magic violet. So let's see. I'm gonna pour this off. That way I can clean this. This is the silicone cup that comes with the Resiners hand mixer, which is what I was using when I was mixing it. I love that little mixer. It is I love it. I don't have to remember to charge it. I know, like, that's a big thing, right? But I use it. I use my other ones and then I forget to charge them. But I love the Let's Resin mini mixer. I've told you guys a lot. I do not like the big one. That just a little bit in here. Oh yeah, we got time. We got time. What I'm finishing this dragon head off with. Maybe I'll just do a little blue purple color shift. This one came in one of the Craftor kits. Doesn't have a brand on it or anything. Okay, that will do that in. Finish off projects. All right. I have some news. Okay, we've got, these are like pendants and earrings. So you've got a pendant and the earrings, pendant, or no. Those two, and those two. Same thing with the stars. And then this one is just various little regular shapes. And so is that one. Let's try this one out. I'm going to be doing more and more jewelry. I really want to, my goal for this channel is to really do cost-effective things, how to stretch your resin, you know, large profits. Things are almost pure profit, which would be like your jewelry, any of your extra molds. Like I make pocket hooks. Those are always good sellers. And I just make them with, if you have extra resin, the only thing you need to do is keep small molds beside you, things that you can use for jewelry, things that you can use for pocket hooks, stuff like that. And those, you know, they're almost pure profit, because what else are you gonna do? You're gonna end up throwing away, you know, if you don't do that. So you might as well use it and make some profit out of it. So you're taking, jewelry is so inexpensive to make. You buy yourself a, you know, a gallon kit of Bond Crafter, or, you know, whatever resin you like, and you're going to be using that resin for a very long time, because if all you're making are small items, you know, I've watched people do, their entire table is nothing but small items. Items that to those of us who make bigger things would just be, you know, leftover resin. I mean, if you watch, you know, Steve McDonald or Daniel Cooper, they do a ton of jewelry. And they do that for a reason. There's a high profit on jewelry. And if you're on a budget like me, where, you know, you live on a fixed income, that is going to be the way to go. You're not going to have to purchase a whole lot of resin. You know, the jewelry molds. I've been picking up more and more jewelry molds. I will start doing more and more UV jewelry, because that's another route to go for, you know, if you only do UV, you know, Des jewelry. You know, if you go watch her, really that's all she usually does is jewelry. And she does craft shows all the time. But any craft show you go to, it's going to be, you know, a hit or a miss. Sometimes they're really good. Sometimes you just don't get the traffic. I think the only higher profit stuff is like the guy that was beside me at the market, he was a tarot reader. You know, all he had was a tarot deck. Guess I should check my resin temperature over here again. Okay, we're only at 36. And just as I promised you guys, I have 2 new INTORESIN molds coming. And yes, they are small molds, which are, you know, very affordable. And they're jewelry molds. And that's a definite way to be able to get some really nice molds for, you know, handmade molds, inexpensive prices. And, you know, work it that way. You don't have to buy INTORESIN molds that are, you know, $200 plus. I can't afford those. I mean, that would be like 2 or 3 months worth of my budget for resin and molds. So, you know, I don't want to show you guys, because I've said that, you know, I'm trying to make this as show you that you can do stuff that is low cost. So I did pick up I mean, you know, the big channels, they get those big molds. And I don't want to, you know, have you guys or expect you guys to purchase something that's that inexpensive, because I know I can't do it. Would I love to have some of those molds? Oh, definitely. But is it realistic for my budget? Nope. Not at all. Every month I have a budget for resin items, whether it's the resin itself, or if I want, you know, a new mold. It's all got to be budgeted. Some months are better than others. Some months you have more expenses than others. You know, your electric, your gas, whatever. I know in Texas with our heat, that electric bill, it doesn't go away, believe me. It only gets worse. Because we have air conditioning on all year round. There are very few days when that air conditioner is not pumping like a beast. Everybody's doing Christmas and fall items, and I'm like, we're still in the 90s and hundreds here. The last thing I want to see right now is Christmas items, and I know everybody has to get ahead for it, but I don't make specific Christmas items. You know, Halloween is all year long for me. Not necessarily Halloween, but Gothic. Yeah, that's all year long for me. Okay, I get my... And if you don't have these spatulas, get them. You will never know how much resin you're wasting that is still in your cup, because these things are amazing. I always thought my cups were clean. You know, that I scraped out every bit I could. No, there we go. I think that does it. Okay. Stay. Okay, we are there. We are there. Oops. right. Let's go. Okay guys, we will see you back when I put it back on it. See how it's doing. Talk to you in a while. Okay guys, we are back to put on the back part of our balloon here. So we are going to do, I'm gonna go black, but I'm gonna add to it Eye Candy's Galactic Ghost Red. I don't know what that'll look like, but we're all gonna find out together. This one wasn't open. Imagine that, a black not open on mine. Okay, there's that. I've never used I don't think I've used any of the Galactic Ghost ones. I think I used the Glimmer, but not the Galactic. And this is just 80 mils of Craftor 1-to-1. And yes, you see I poured more. That was what was left over after the bloom. And I added some, what did I add to it? Oh, it was I added the same stuff, that chameleon shift, but I also dumped in the white that was left over. can definitely see a red in there. I don't know if it's picking it up on camera, but there's definitely like a red. Almost like you put red glitter in black. That's what it kind of looks like. Yes. See about any bubbles coming up. Any mica powder coming up. I think it's looking good. All right. Okay. I think that's looking pretty good. All right, well, we have some extra. Guess we can finish out this mold with this black. That one was getting super thick when I started pouring that. Make sure I got the get around that little pig for the hole. for that milk. Oops. Move it back over here. Now it's closed up. So, let's pour the little cat, because I really love him. He had a piece of resin in him. And this one doesn't take much at all. You definitely need to drip this one in. And then those little bitty ears, make sure you get those. And you gotta kind of find them. Where are his ears? Make sure you get up around the paws, because that's how he holds on to the chain. And then make sure you get that thin tail. Always go down one more time trying to find those ears. Because you don't want your cat to not have ears. Okay. Hopefully he has ears and everything. Let's see. What else do I have over here? Do the bat. I love this bat. And make sure you get around that little peg for the hang hole. There's the bat. We still have Let's see, what do we have? Those are the islands. We have cats. And we have some butterflies. I haven't done butterflies in a while. And then we have this keychain tag. Alright, let's start with those. I might not need the cat. This one's actually a fairly, might just be this one. There's one. Do we have enough for the butterfly? We're gonna chance it and say yes. Because I can scrape. Definitely not gonna have. Spatula. The magic spatula. Okay. Looks like we are good. Okay, we have a full butterfly. Alright guys, we'll be back for the demold. Talk to you soon. Well, I guess we will unmold and see how things went. Okay, this is the first one you guys saw. It just cured really nicely. I love it. I'm probably just gonna have to end up doing something else for the dragon thing because I can't find any footage except for this, which is about the balloon. I don't know what that is. All right, let's do, I'm gonna set that off to the side. Let's do the, undo the dragon head that was partially done. So apparently I had black, there was green in there. There's like a green stripe right here. And purple and then black. I love this dragon head. All right, there's that one. let's do this. Let me put them on the mold. I'll put them over here for now. Because I'm gonna show you, here are pendants and earrings. Okay. Now, I'm not gonna put pinch bails in all of these because, you know, I have a lot of jewelry stuff here. But I will show you what a difference the pinch bails make when you put them on there. Like that. I'm just gonna unmold these quickly because there's a bunch here for you guys to see. But this is, you know, that's the color that they are. And then here's the one where white was added. These would look really pretty in alcohol ink with all of the facets on them. Pretty blue, even with that white added. I really like that color. Let's unmold. These are gonna have trimming because this was super thick. So yeah, these are all gonna have to be trimmed. But these all have facets in them. So they are pretty. I was definitely using some very thick resin. Because my resin was at over 40 when I was pouring the bloom. Ooh, look at these. That is that black with the red, what was it, Galactic Ghost Red? Is that the one I used? Is that the name of it? Or Galactic Ghost Red by iCandy. That's what's in that black. That is pretty. Ooh, I like that. But you know me, black goth, right? Can you guys see that? That is really pretty. I really like these jewelry molds. The hole's already there for you, but some of these I'm gonna have to drill out because they were a little, but these are really nice molds. I like them. That was a set that came from Amazon. All right, since I have the jewelry out, I did pull over some pinch bails here. And this is simple way to make jewelry. And a lot of times I just sell the pendants. They can get their own chain. Or I do have those black ones, you know, the black cords. So, ooh, what do you think? Should I do that? Let's do a silver one. Hi, Clyde. I feel you nudging on me. Yes, baby. This one has a great. Just put it in the hole and pinch it. So there you go. Now you have a nice moon pendant. Yes, baby. Clyde's trying to get my attention. He probably wants some dinner. Since he got hurt, I'm giving him some, Here for you gold lovers. I'm not a gold lover. But here, let me grab a gold one and I'll show you guys the different colors. They're all hooked together. I just want one. I just want one. Oh, there's a single one. Here's the gold. Now we'll put a gold on this one. And you can see, sometimes you gotta pull them apart if you have a thicker. All right, Laura, get your hands together. There we go. So there you go, quick and easy. Look at that. There's a pinch bell on it. And then let's do one of this other color. This like copper. That's what I would call it, I think. Oh, here's that cloud. Oh, I like this one. I like this shape a lot. Then if you're making them into earrings, all you need is your earring hook to connect to the bail, to the pinch bail. There we go. Just make sure you're going into the hole on both sides. There we go. And there's that color on it. So here's your 3 colors on. They make really nice. Now let's try a black. What do you think? A black with the silver? I'm a silver person. Yes, I promise we're gonna get on to get the other ones. I just want to, if I can hold on to anything. I like this black. Ooh, there's the big teardrop. Let's use that one. My hands are not working. There we go. Oh, for God's sakes. There we go. There's a silver. I think I would like either the silver or this brass. What, I don't know what color you would call this. Antique. There you go. So those are going to make really pretty pendants and earrings. So let me put these over here. This is the INTORESIN kitty hanging pendant. Next time I'll show you guys how these work. I don't know where I have to dig out my chains. But that's him. Look at him. He's so cute. And he has a special chain. I'll show you what those are next time. So look for those. Here is, we can make this easily into a keychain. You can put a pinch bail on there, a bigger one. Let's see. Oh, unhook thyself. These are, some of these are hooked together. I'm probably gonna need a bigger pinch bail for this one, but we'll see. We'll see if we can do it. This one's quite thick. Oh yeah, I need a bigger pinch bail. I'm gonna have to order the large ones. But here's our bat. There's that bat. I love the detail on it. Easy keychain. He has the hole already. I cannot hold on to anything. There we go. Then all you do is put your keychain attachment on there. Here's a butterfly. This one you would need to drill a hole. But there's the butterfly. I really like this butterfly a lot. Okay, I think we're down to the balloon. Did it work? Okay. Did it work, and was this the right call for the block, for the back? Okay, guys. There it is. Oh, I'm happy with it. I am really happy with it. I don't know that that was the right back color, but I'm definitely happy with it. Alright guys, well that's all I have for today. Like, share, comment, subscribe, do all the things, hit that black bell so the next time I upload a video you are informed. And don't forget about all the discount codes in the description box. We have INTORESIN, which was the little cat mold. Oh, over here. Beautiful little mold. And we also have, these all came from Amazon. These jewelry molds. And then the dragon head came from Amazon also. So I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.